You're watching the International Slam series. Now, back to the show.
And with that being said, we're going to move on to our last performer of the night. And shout outs to D Turtle, actually. Good friend of this performer. He was on the other International Slam last time, and he was the closer for that one, and now his friend is closing for this one, which I felt was appropriate. So shout outs to him. But going on to our last performer, he's a rapper out of Delaware. He's been doing some amazing things. He teaches, he's still writing, and he's still performing anywhere in any way he can. And I'm glad that he's here today for the International Slam Take 2. So please give a round of applause for our last performer, Heavy C, coming on the virtual mic.
Hey, appreciate you guys. Yes, I'm Heavy C. I'm actually from Norristown, Pennsylvania, but I've been in Dover, Delaware for a long time. Family in Smyrna. Me and D Turtle went to school together. Started doing shows with Christian. He did some virtual shows with us. We did some shows with him. So this piece right here, this is my whole 5 minutes. It's called Heavy Exhibit C. Pretty much we're going to go through a journey of my life and where I'm at now. Emery, I appreciate you. Shout out to everybody who went. Emery, Elijah, Samira, Yinka, Seta, Sam, 6 a.m., my mans, Miles, Ike, and Phoenix Rhines. So right here is Heavy Exhibit C. Everybody in the Zoom, I appreciate you guys. Everybody on YouTube, I appreciate you too. Heavy Exhibit C by Hev or Heavy C. One day, I will be napping on the clouds, rapping for heaven's crowds, a master with 7 crowns, a legend up in my town, the biggest little nigga the planet has ever found, flying beyond stars but came up from underground. Now listen to my style, my voice is from the people. Poor, exhausted, outcast, portrayed less than equal. Now we greater than, making them see our potential. Whether it's on instrumentals or in a temple, I transform and branch on those with the same mental. Killing all opponents, the greatest of all time to ever do it from my city. Prove it, let's rewind to the 5th of November. Back in 91, to the city of Norristown came a black and mighty one. At 132, that's when his life begun. Parents named him Carl David just because of his father. That's the names of 2 kings. He's been the type to be honored. On a roll in school until he hit the 6th grade when he hit a transition. Worse than his braids, worse than his grades. Well, in English class, life was on a rocky road, though he never crashed shit. Living in a world where his parents had split. He knew it was right because his daddy was doing wrong. Who knew years later he'd be sharing it through a song? Because when he was a kid, rap wasn't his priority. The cool kids had it. He was shunned from the majority. Teased at different stages, going through different phases of life. Let me say where this is going, please. The tools that defeat you can be the ones you need to master and utilize, so no one can equal your power, your passion, your dedication to a craft. See this in effect as you look into my past. Now look into my future as I'm climbing for the crown, the rebirth of hip-hop. And I don't mean the sound. I mean the whole culture before the industry and the drugs took it over. Back when it was love, we put nothing above the way we were living before a crip or a blood, before the pop and the slugs, before an artist could get killed just for having a buzz. I'm doing this for the fun and I'm doing it for the funds. Now that the nigga order, I'm doing this for the young. Your role model's a rapper. I'm a rapper's role model. I'm here to remold rappers and give you a gold model, give you a gold chalice, give you a gold bottle. You niggas rather drink Henny and claim that you phone models. I'm transcending the world. You keeping your soul bottled. Set it all free. Set it all free. My queen in my corner, she screaming, set it off, see? The child they hated is screaming, let it all free. The crowd screaming loud like you better talk, see? Stepping on beats, I get measured on heat. I got a different perspective, so I get measured on C. The ones that call me zero, know I'm letting off heat. If I kept it 100, then I would let them all freeze. Let me talk, please. A baby became a boy became a slave became a man who could lead the way. This leader became a speaker, the speaker became a teacher, this teacher became enlightened, teacher became a preacher, the preacher was on his job was teaching God, God became his life, this preacher was living God. People call God crazy, the people became lazy, devil crept on the people and led the people to slavery. 86, God returned us all the indigo babies. Now the world is changing and it's ours for the taking. For my closing statement, I see that you judging me. My blessings keep doubling and you sitting there struggling. I know you want to hate me, but you can't stop loving me. Suddenly the pain is gone. No more fear inside you bubbling. Relief negativity. If you want to kill me, your honors, the heavy court, I plead to you, I'm guilty. Guilty of being gifted, guilty of being different, guilty of being heavy, but keeping your souls lifted. I'm guilty of being black, guilty of being proud, guilty of using rap, guilty of building town, guilty of having parents I'm partially letting down, guilty of not conforming, performing for every crowd. I'm guilty of finding love, guilty of finding self, guilty of fighting back, guilty of trying to help, guilty of being weird, guilty of not wanting to, guilty of the driving the passion for what I want to do. I'm guilty of my missions. I'm guilty of both my visions. I'm guilty of giving life without asking permission. Guilty, I'm fucking guilty. You listening because I'm listing my charges. They got me charged and I'm hardened from my position. The rock of everybody, but always a stepping stone. They make it to the summit, I'm always still left alone. I guess the strongest stones are at the base of the mountain. Am I the foundation or the face of the mountain? Jury, what's the verdict? Can he exist as free? The defense rests with heavy exhibit C. Thank you.
Woo!
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Oh, it's crazy, bro.
Appreciate it.
Bless you.
Is there anything you would like to say before we end off the show, C?
I'm just glad you guys are here. I'm going to be recording and releasing this song soon. You can follow me on Instagram at That's Illhav. I'll have all my stuff out on streaming platforms pretty soon. Video for that. Christian, Lisa, thank you guys so much. Everybody, thank you for coming out. If you're watching it now on Zoom, now on YouTube, 2 weeks from now, 2 years from now in the future, am I president yet? Did we do it? I appreciate you guys, man.